I didn't speak to her about it. I should have. But something about the way she stood there, frozen in place, made me feel like interrupting would break something fragile like glass under tension. I went back to bed, pretended I didn't see, pretended sleep would reset whatever that was. In the morning, she acted normal. She asked if I wanted toast, commented on the weather, said she had a weird sense of deja vu in class, but brushed it off. I nodded, ate quietly, but I kept looking at her hands. They were trembling just slightly, just enough to notice if you already knew what to look for. That night, I didn't sleep at all. I waited. 2:42, 41. At 2:42, the air grew dense again, like everything in the apartment inhaled, but forgot to exhale. At 2:43, she moved. Same steps, same posture. She picked up the receiver and whispered, softer this time, "No, not yet." Then silence. She stayed like that, receiver pressed to her ear, eyes wide open, unblinking. And this time I got up, walked out into the hallway. But before I could say her name, she turned around and looked at me. Not startled, not confused, just tired. She opened her mouth like she was about to say something, but no sound came out. Then, slowly, she placed the phone back on the hook. Her hand hovered there a moment too long. Then she whispered, "Not to me, not to anyone. That wasn't how it happened before." I asked, "What do you mean?" But she didn't answer. She just walked past me, eyes unfocused, and closed the door to her room. I waited, listened, but no light came on. No creak of the bed, just silence. And that smell again, dust, and something faintly like ozone, like the air right after lightning strikes. I stood in the hallway a long time, staring at the phone. The receiver was cold, but the wall behind it felt warm. I stared at the spiral for a long time. Something about it made my eyes ache, like if I looked too closely, I'd see something moving beneath the ink. I asked her again, softer this time. "Restart what?" She didn't answer, just kept washing a cup that wasn't dirty. Her hands moved in slow, circular motions, rinsing something that couldn't be rinsed clean. I backed away, went to my room, closed the door. I turned on every light, sat cross-legged on the floor, and flipped through her sketchbook again. Page by page. I thought I'd seen them all, but there were new ones. Ones I didn't remember. One showed me holding a phone to my ear, eyes wide, mouth open mid-sentence. On the opposite page, my back turned, phone still in hand, but the line curled around my neck like a cord. Another showed Lena, standing in my doorway, watching me sleep. At the bottom, in small writing, barely legible, "One of us always remembers." I closed the book. The room felt colder. I tried to check the thermostat, but it was blinking, just a blank square. Like time had stopped keeping track. I looked at my phone. It was 2:42 a.m., but that couldn't be right. I had just eaten dinner. The sun had only just gone down. I walked to the hallway. Lena was already there, facing the wall. Her shadow stretched long across the floor. Too long. She didn't look at me when she spoke. "Don't stop it this time," I asked. "Stop what?" But she had already picked up the phone. I leaned closer. The photo was grainy, but clear enough. I was standing in the hallway, eyes wide, lips slightly parted. Behind me, a figure shadowed, but unmistakably familiar. The same posture, same haircut, same slouch in the shoulders I didn't know I had until I saw it. But she wasn't looking at the camera. She was looking at me, or the version of me in the photo. I reached out and touched the Polaroid. The surface was smooth, slightly cool. But as my fingertip hovered over the shadow behind me, I felt something strange. A pulse, faint, like breath caught in glass. I checked the back of the photo. Nothing. No date. Just an indentation, like it had been pressed hard into a surface, again and again. I stepped back. The rest of the wall came into focus. Photos pinned in a spiral pattern, outward from a center I hadn't noticed. In the middle, the very first photo, torn around the edges. My face, almost unrecognizable, blurred, smeared, like the film had tried to forget me. At the bottom, scribbled in the same shaky hand, "Reset 0." I turned around. The room felt wrong now, tilted, like gravity had shifted sideways. I stumbled out, and the hallway lights flickered, not fast, just one long dim, like a breath being held. The phone was still off the hook, still warm, but it was heavier now, as if it had remembered too much. I pressed it to my ear. No dial tone, no voice, just silence. But it wasn't empty. It was waiting, like Lena, like me. Now I stay awake. I don't sleep anymore. There's no point. The calls come whether I'm dreaming or not. Sometimes I hear them in the walls. Sometimes in my own voice. Lena doesn't speak to me much now. She's quieter, focused, drawing constantly. And I'm afraid to look at her sketches. I think one of them shows me leaving. Another shows me staying. I don't know which is worse. The phone rang last night, for real, for the first time. I stared at it. Frozen. It buzzed once, twice, then silence. Then Lena's voice behind me, low and cracked. "Answer it." I turned. She wasn't there. But my hand was already lifting, already reaching for the receiver. I didn't want to. I didn't mean to. But I heard myself speak. "Yes," I said. "I know, I'll try again." The line went dead. The mirror behind the phone shimmered faintly. I looked into it. I was there, but not blinking, not breathing, watching, waiting. I don't know if I'm the original anymore. I don't know if Lena ever was. Maybe we've both been running in the same loop, one always 5 minutes behind the other, one always remembering first, one always forgetting last. But every night, without fail, someone picks up the phone, and whoever answers always thinks it's the first time. This morning, I found her bed empty, the sketches gone, the mirror covered, and written on the wall in thick charcoal a question: "Are you sure it's not your turn yet?" I didn't answer. I just stared. And somewhere inside the silence, the phone started ringing again.